Hello friends, my name's Christopher. In this video we're going to be making this fantastic compost sifter. I love these kind of videos. I am a gardener and a woodworker, and videos like this marry those two ideas seamlessly. I hope you'll enjoy the build. If you decide after watching it that you would rather buy instead of build one for yourself, I recommend products from Vego Garden. There's an affiliate link in the description down below. More on that at the end of the video. Now, onto the build. Well, for me, this is a scrap wood project, and a quick one at that today. What I've got here is 5 cutoffs of 5-quarter cedar from a fence project that I had done, oh, who knows how many years ago. And then I've got 2, looks like 3-quarter boards that I had cut a trench in for a panel for a door for a little free library. And then this is a 2-foot by 5-foot section of 1/2 wire mesh. And between these boards here, we're going to have a very functional product. The first thing that I need to do is I'm going to make 2 boards 18 inches long and then 2 boards 18 inches less this thickness. And we're going to make a square box. To join these together, we don't need any particularly difficult woodworking joinery tricks. We're just going to be drilling some holes and putting in some 3-inch deck screws. Get it as square as you can before you pre-drill. In my case, I'm going to be leaving this out all season long, just putting it away in the winter time, so I'm not too worried with it being perfect. I want it to be used. Rinse, wash, and repeat on all 4 corners. With the box assembled, our next step now is to lay out the mesh. This is going to be the bottom side, of course, and I'm going to be simply spreading it out and making sure I keep, I don't know, one section of squares fully inside the edge here, and we're just going to staple them down. This is a preliminary step. We're going to put a piece of wood on top of this additionally and drive screws down through it. But the staples will help us out now. Make sure to pull everything nice and taut as you're going along. And then using some snips, go ahead and cut everything off, making sure that you don't have any wire that's going to go beyond the outside board. This is going to get covered up by more wood in just a second, but you don't want any wire outside that you're accidentally going to scrape your hands on. I'm going to take my long cutoff pieces and I'm going to rip them to just over 1 inch wide to cover up this part. Now that we've got these pieces cut, we're going to take our 2 18-inch pieces and cover them over this. This is a 16 with 2 18s here. We're just going to overlap. And then as we're driving in screws, I'm using 2-inch screws now, we'll make sure to put some through the outside, just as an extra piece of joinery. And as we're drilling them through, the goal is to go through these squares here, right? So eventually, when these temporary staples fail, if this slides in, it's going to get caught here on the screw, and it's not going to be able to pull through. I'll probably drive 5 screws in after I pre-drill. Stupendous. Now, if you want, this is the point where you can take a sander, sand over the even parts. I'll do that for the corners here in particular, or you could take a router if you wanted on this. I'm not going to, since it's going to be an outdoor tool. My next step is to get the handles on. Just kidding, on second thought, I am going to sand these edges. So now for this last piece here, what are we going to do with this? Well, we've got a box, and I need to make some handles. If I were building this project from scratch and I were getting the lumber from the store, this is where I would have just gotten longer boards and cut the handles out of one piece for these long sides. But since I'm using what I had on hand, this piece is just over 28 inches, so I'm going to chop it to 28 and then cut it in half. I have 2 boards that are 14 inches, and then I'm going to rip those 14-inch boards down the center. And I'm going to effectively make a small handle shape, like that, where one section is screwed in and the other it gets really rounded over for me to grab like a handle. It'll make sense when you see it. All right, that process is done. These are the handles. This is what I was talking about. I'm going to apply some wood glue here, clamp it on, put a couple screws through here on both ends. And then as you can see, we'll get out to the wheelbarrow after that, and this will make a lot of sense for shimmying it back and forth and side to side to shake out the compost. Now this marks the end of the actual construction. It's a really nice sled that we have here. Since it is cedar, it's naturally rot resistant. You could just take it outside and it'll turn gray in a year like any other thing, like a cedar fence. But if you like, you can apply a sealant. I always apply this Pittsburgh Clear. I just do it to all of my cedar. It keeps it that nice amber color for years and years. So I'm going to rub some of that on and then go outside. Yeah, there we go. All makes sense when you see it on the wheelbarrow. The 4 handles allow for 4 places for it to balance. You can grab on either side, shake it around, and shimmy it like this, side to side, back and forth. It's perfect. If you're building this yourself, all you really have to do ahead of time is take a look at your wheelbarrow, make sure you've got the appropriate dimensions. For me, this 18 inches that I used side to side was the depth on the bottom because mine kind of fans inward. I could have made it a little bit wider on the outside, but 18 inches square is perfectly good enough. You don't want to be doing too much compost or else it's going to be really heavy and you might cause some stress here. Just do a little bit at a time. Anyways, you want to see some compost in it? Of course you do! Take my potato fork. Just toss a chunk on there and give it a go. Good enough. Come take a look. From a nice top-down perspective, you can see it left roots, sticks, bigger chunks of things. Now let's take it off. That's great. This is the nice, soft, malleable compost that you want to add. My worms are through there. I can throw them back in the compost. This is the stuff that you filter out and put on your raised beds or add to a pot and use it next year. The sifter is so helpful. Only a few big things snuck through. Well, you've made it to this point in the video, so you're either in one of 2 camps. Camp number 1, you can build this, you're gonna do it, good for you. Camp number 2, you don't have the woodworking skills or you don't have the time, so you want to buy one. If that's you, then may I please recommend Vego Garden. They have an excellent compost sifter. In fact, all of their products are excellent. I am a Vego superfan. I participate in their affiliate marketing. There is a link in the description down below to go shopping for yourself. It doesn't cost you any more. I get a credit kickback to make more great videos and get cool gardening stuff to share with you. Highly recommend doing this. If you have a big enough garden, composting is a must. You've got all of this produce, all this green and brown material. It just breaks down. You can use it to feed your garden next year. Why wouldn't you? A compost sifter is something that I held off on for too long, and I hope that you don't hold off as long as I did. Make it or buy it. You can't go wrong. With that, I'll simply say thanks for watching. Tell me what you think of this design. Are you going to make one for yourself? Are you going to buy one? Do you already have one? What do you love about it? What would you change? Thanks a lot for watching. Happy gardening. Take care.